Welcome. You're listening to On Duty, the ABSA podcast. We explore the people, practices and ideas shaping boarding across Australia, New Zealand and Asia. Thank you for joining us. I'm here with Kylie Wallis at Fairholme College here in Toowoomba. It's lovely to meet you again, Kylie. Look, I want to know about your journey. Where have you come from to be at this beautiful school?
Very lucky to be here too, I think. So with our girls and our families. So I started teaching. I was a boarder myself at Rocky Grammar many years ago. And then I started teaching, went to uni in Rocky, started teaching, and then met the husband. We went out west, and I guess and then we were on the Sunshine Coast, and an opportunity came up to move over here. I just said to somebody at a conference we were at, about coming to work in Toowoomba, and she said, "Oh, are you serious? We've got a job going at the moment." So I applied and I got it, and then Tony got a job at Toowoomba Grammar in boarding. So we lived in boarding over there for nearly 9 years, and I worked here in the Learning Enhancement Centre, but always had a lot to do with boarding even then. And then I did a couple of acting stints here. And then when Margie Dunn retired after 14 and a half years or something, I applied and was lucky enough to get it. So that was 2.5 years ago now. So
Boarder, now boarding leader.
Yes.
Amazing experience. And how is that boarding life that you had when you were younger?
Yeah.
I guess helped you develop yourself as a boarding leader.
Yeah, I guess, my mum and dad were off a farm, so which was why I was in boarding. But I guess, that adaptability, I guess, in boarding, that boarding teaches kids, being able to, live with people and work with people that you don't necessarily know, but being able to, form relationships quickly with people. I guess, just that adaptability. And, I've got notes here, but I had written down courage, because, I think when kids go away to boarding, it is hard, and it's courage on the part of the parents as well. But, when you're a leader, there's, not everybody's going to like you, and that I don't like that, but I know that that's just a part of it as well, and that's probably come from boarding and just mixing with so many different people. And I guess I just wanted to be relational with people, with our girls and with our families. And boarding was very different when I was a boarder too. So so I wanted that. I wanted I guess the skills and because I loved boarding. Like I loved everything about it. My sister didn't like it at all, but so I get why kids don't necessarily love it, but I just wanted to bring, I guess, what I learned from boarding and bring that here, but with warmth, I guess. So
it's interesting, isn't it, going from being a boarder to a leader in boarding. When I first took over at St. Peter's, I asked my mother the same question. I said, how was it as a parent of sending your son to boarding school? She goes, I cried for 2 weeks.
Yeah. But you didn't
realising it was the best thing.
Yes, that's right. But you didn't know she cried.
I didn't know she cried.
No.
And it's that connection with the families
yes.
and the parents.
Yeah, very important. Yeah. And I think, that's a change too. You know, I think when my mum and dad dropped me off, you know, I don't think there was an orientation. I can't remember an orientation. We went up for an interview and that was it. And then, you know, when they dropped me off, that's it. That was it. They just dropped me off and left.
You never saw it
I didn't. And so there's no more dumping and running anymore. Not that they did that, but you know what I mean. It's there's just that parents want to be involved now, and that's a significant shift, I think, in boarding as well. So.
And it's interesting, isn't it? It's residential education. Like not many people do it.
No.
You have some teaching staff come in and now, what was it that kept you in here? I know you said you did a couple of things whilst your husband was working.
Yeah. I think when we were teaching, well, the husband's taught in Mount Isa, Burketown and Doomadgee, so you know then we were out west in Mergen and Cherbourg and out that way in the South Burnett and what have you. I think what we loved about all of those places was the community, and so when we went to the Sunshine Coast, we didn't have that. You do to a certain degree, but it's not like you do in boarding. And when you're in boarding, you actually, you know, you get to know these parents on a whole, and the kids on a whole nother level, and that's really lovely. I think that you know, that you do have that connection, and you know, we have boys from grammar who still, you know, one of them texted us the other day. He's met the girl, you know, so he wanted us to meet her, and I thought that was like that's the sort of, you know, that's the sort of thing that those relationships, and they don't just stop after the kids leave school either. You know, we had another one of our girls who finished last year, and she's in Canberra doing neurological psychology or something, and she came back to visit us the other night, and she's just so happy. Like I think that's just lovely that they actually are interested, that they want to have a relationship with you after. Sorry.
Is that to get off to school?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, so there'll be notices over to get moving on. Yeah, but boarding. Yeah, but I just think I think it was that community that we were chasing again. And you know, when we were out west, we got involved in camp drafts and all of that sort of those community events, and that's what boarding gives you, a community. You know, we were lucky too. Our son Tom was an only child, so he grew up in boarding. And mind you, he did tell us when we came over here from the Sunshine Coast that we'd ruined his life. So, but he was only grade 4. But he like as an only child, that gave him brothers from other mothers, yes, you know, and and that's fantastic. So, you know, Tony comes over here for dinner. You know, as we, you know, so it's that whole, it is and I talk to our girls and our families about community, and it's a big family. So, and that's what we've been working hard to build, I guess.
What are the biggest challenges you've seen and the biggest changes in expectations over the last few years from parents, from the boarders?
I think, I think girls now expect to have a voice in and say in what happens in the house, and we encourage that in a respectful, and those are skills that you want them to learn, so that when they go into the workforce, they know how to have conversations with you know, people who may not necessarily be, you know, their people. And I always say to the kids, you know, you're not going to like everybody you work with. So, and then they say, well, who don't you like? I said, no, it's not.
They want
they do, little buggers. But so I think that's a change, that they expect to have a student voice. I think parents are much more aware now of what schools are doing, and I think they want to be involved, and they're used to being involved in their daughter's education too. So when they send them away, there is, a loss. I get a letting go of control. So they want to be involved. They want to continue to have that community as well that they've got at home, but it broadens their community by having their kids away at school. So and so when our girls become friends, often their parents do too, and then I think what else the change? I guess it's no longer, like I said, mum and dad just dumped and ran. That doesn't happen anymore, and probably something that we've been doing a lot of work with Queensland Independent Schools Parenting Network and ISQ is stuff around parent engagement. And that's I guess that's been a significant change for us in how we've looked at, things like orientation or, how we run our Friends of Boarding meetings and that sort of stuff as well, just because we want that relationship with our girls and with our families, because that then strengthens the house or the community, I guess.
And when you talk about community, obviously that involves as day school as well.
Yeah.
So talk about engagement.
Yeah.
Parent teaching, have you used it done online for it, or are they booking similar times, or they do it when they arrive? How does the school work with the boarding parents?
We've got at the moment we always used to have them at the start of each term, so that boarding parents, and then we had sessions for boarding parents in particular, so that if they're dropping off, they could get back on the road before it started to get dark. We've just moved to continuous reporting, which is great, but what that presents a challenge in that, like, our parent-teacher interviews are next week now. So if parents are down, so netball and rugby are on, so I mean our parents are often down for those things, but so they can come, but also that'll be the last one for a minute. And the kids are still coming out of the house. Anyway, and they call that one the Tom Bell. So anyway,
get out now. Quick,
that's right. And so with parent teacher interviews, we often try and do. So we do offer online. Like Zoom has been fantastic. I mean, if COVID gave us one thing, it was Zoom, which has been great for boarding schools. So, offering. We also try and always put activities and parent events on around that same time too, so that gives the parents an opportunity to come and meet.
Increased engagement for the parents?
Yeah, it has. The difference between engagement and involvement too, we've been working on that quite a bit. So when we're talking about engagement, it is about having our parents here, and then it's building that trust with them and seeing you as somebody that's approachable and what have you. But then that leads to them genuinely contributing to the community in some way. So so I guess it's about going a little bit deeper than just friends boarding or just activities or events for our parents. So we want them to have a say in what we're doing. I mean, that doesn't mean that having a say is different to directing what we do, because I wouldn't go and tell them what crops to plant or whatever. But so that since we started doing that, we particularly changed our orientation program too. So having parent mentors and training parent mentors, and not just for orientation, but for ongoing contact and support with with our new families, and that builds a network as well. So we were just trying to, I guess, and at things like orientation, we always used to stand up and say, well, you need to know about reach, you need to know about, whatever that we directed. But, we said to parents, well, what do you need to know? Like, what is it that you want to know when you bring? And it's such a simple thing, but it just dramatically changed the outcome for the girls and for the parents. So, and I think this year too, this group of new students seem to be much more settled. And I don't know whether that's because of parent engagement, but I think it's always great that kids know that we're working with their parents and that, there is that contact with the parents and, and a genuine engagement with them rather than just come for a meeting at 6:30. Dumping them. So, anyway.
You spoke about the kids, and I guess it's that confidence that young ladies now have and independence. How do you go about developing those skills in the young girls?
Yeah, I guess. See, we've been a restorative practices school for, over 20 years now, and we've just started using CPS as well, collaborative proactive solutions. So we've just started probably in the last two and a bit years, I guess. So those things, they underpin everything that we do. And so CPS and RP are about relationships. So I guess, what we've tried to do and what's come out of our parent engagement stuff is that student voice, and that's not something that we expected. But what that's done, I guess, is give our girls an opportunity to practice skills and leading different things in a safe environment. So, we've always had big sisters, as everybody would. So, you match a year 12 with a new boarder coming in. But what we found was, and what the kids told us, was that the year 12s got busy. And then, some year 12s are great and, they're there all the time, but then, there's competing priorities for the 12s. So one of our year 12s this year, 2 years ago, suggested we have middle sisters. So then we asked, she drove the whole thing, year 10s and 11s, if they would like to mentor, new kids. So that then started, we trained mentors, and she did a lot of that with our help. And we have a dedicated head of wellbeing for boarding. So Janet was, and Janet's a social worker, and she has fantastic skills. But Lindy and Vicky, who's our other, we've got two deputy heads of boarding as well, and Janet and I, we're all on the same page, which is fantastic. And it's relationship based, but and then that flows through into the kids too, I think. And modeling that respectful behavior and respectful interactions in everything that we do, the kids see that, and then it just becomes part of what we do. And so so the peer mentoring stuff, the girls started a academic peer mentoring thing. So they go, the 12s and the 11s go to prep with the younger girls. So and then they have little study groups, and so and then the other girls see that, and then it is just what we do. So it's
girls come in and see.
That's right.
Leaders,
that's right.
It just continues.
That's right. Yeah, and whether that's for sport or academic stuff or whatever, that we've sort of I guess we've worked with the girls to develop their skills so that we can not step back, but it's much more powerful if it's led by the kids. So that's probably been another really successful thing that we've been working on for the last couple of years as well. So, and it's just it's good.
It's good.
Well, it is good,
It is good.
And I guess we're a bit proud of that, you know.
You don't really come under that well-being, isn't it?
Well, that's
support for academics, expectations.
Years ago we started. We were just one day looking at the lists of new girls coming in, and this is when I was still in the LAC, and I just, you know, it was just a throwaway line like, oh, wouldn't it be good if we could go and visit these kids coming in, you know, going at their homes or at their schools, and so Linda Evans was the principal at the time, fantastic, and Linda said, well, why don't you? Like, why don't you? And I went, oh, okay then. Okay. So we did. And in that first year, I think we visited 5 girls and went to their schools and talked to their, you know, their teacher and spent time with them at the school. And then, you know, if we could, went to the property or whatever. And that, we've done that now since, I think, 2013. So now we visit, well, I was going to say every girl, not every girl, because, you know, we've had a little one from PNG last year, so we didn't go there. we went to Kununurra, you know, like, so we've and that I think our families value the fact that we take the time to do that, and that builds those relationships too before those kids even come.
Does that assist with things like homesickness?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And I think, you know, we can talk to the kids about home. And I think what we've found with homesickness too is that, you know, I remember probably, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, we had a girl and she was delightful. She loved boarding, but she cried. You know, she was homesick the whole time. And I used to say to her, Soph, you know, and she said, no, I love it. I do. I want to be home. I said, I get that, love. But so I think that but those peer mentoring things that we've been doing too, the kids are really good at helping each other. Yeah. So I guess we've been trying to build skills in the girls as well as our staff, to catch that sort of lower level stuff and for them to assist each other. And sometimes that's all that needs, you know. But I guess homesickness too, you know, girls can go home for the weekend and then they come back and they're sad, or they know that things are happening at home, you know, that they're, I don't know, sharing, and they've got, you know, everybody's there and it's a big thing. Their dog died, you know, or anything, you know, their 20-year-old horse, you know, like, so all of those things can trigger homesickness. So, and it doesn't just go away in term 3.
Having a well-being person working directly with them.
Yes. Fantastic. It's so
they
good.
Can engage at any time in
yep,
with
anytime. We try not to get them coming out of lessons.
Yes.
So, which is always interesting.
Oh, it's English.
Yeah. Science, period 3. I'll come and see Mrs. Gatens. No, this is the 3rd time in a week, sweetie, so no. But anyway, but then that too is a conversation with the day school about what are they, you know, so
why they disengage.
Yeah, that's right. So Janet's role too, and what we've been working hard to do is make Janet just a part of everything else, so that the kids don't think it's weird to go and see Mrs. Gatens. But we also are conscious of the fact that Janet's not the keeper of the keys.
Yes.
Because if she leaves, I've told her she can't, but should she ever think she's going to retire, you know, everybody needs to have skills so that it just doesn't fall over. And I guess, you know, when we talked about leadership before too, that's probably one of the big things, is that I hope when I leave here that I left it better than I found it, and that what we've done here will continue, because that is just part of what we do, and our girls know and expect that, and our families know and expect that too. So, yeah, I don't know.
It's that you hope that you do those things, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
That's what you challenge. You challenge yourself
all the time. And I think that's probably another thing too, is when we, asking kids and parents what they would like to see happen. That's a bit scary, because as teachers, we're used to directing traffic, and we say what goes and what but when you do ask, you get like the idea. I mean, everybody knows this too, but the ideas that kids have, they're fantastic, really. I mean, they might say, like, they did ask for a coffee machine the other day and an ice machine, and that was a firm no. Like, it's not a resort, but that's sort of tongue in cheek that they ask those things too. But but ask that them feeling that they can come in here, or to Lindy or Vicky or whoever, and say, do you think we could try? That's great. I think that's fantastic.
I guess these rural connections that you have, they're so diverse. Different parts of the states and international. What are the challenges that the parents telling you that they're facing when they're trying to decide to come to family?
I think cost is one. And our girls know too that it is an investment for parents.
How the kids deal with that?
I think, and sometimes too, I find myself saying to them, that's not yours to worry about, love. Like, that's mum and dad's. They've chosen this, or you've chosen this as a family, and they wouldn't do it if they couldn't. I think probably when there's drought, or when it becomes much harder then. So the cost is a thing. So, but we are, we're lucky at the moment that we are full. So I think that the parents, they can see return for their investment, which they're business people, so they know too. But they're giving you their most precious thing. So so I guess the other thing that we, when I went to boarding school, most kids came later, probably. I think the intake, was probably in senior, whereas now our biggest intake is definitely in year 7. And I think that parents, when that changed over, parents were resentful maybe of that they had to send their girls earlier. So, some of these kids, though, have known since they were little that they're going, and it just is. Yeah, because they don't have any other options, that's hard for parents too, that they choose to live in these wonderful places, but that does mean for their kids that, there's schooling options could be limited. So, I think, the we talked just before about, the increased mental health stuff too, I think parents worry, they worry when they send them that they're not going to fit in, that they haven't made friends, and but all of that stuff takes time too. So, we do say to the kids, you're not going to make friends overnight, ladies. Like, that's, you just have to give it a go. So
they're also diverse.
They are, yeah.
And so how do you promote that diversity within boarding houses to, I guess, build culture and build the community?
I think, it's probably, when you first read that, you think about, race or whatever, but it's also about girls that have come from 2 teachers, or 1 teacher school with 2 kids in their grade, or Gracie Miller from Junda, who's was one of 6 kids in her whole school, and then they come in here and there's 22 girls in their class, so so that, I guess, our border prefects and our 12s, they do a lot of the big sister and middle sister stuff. So there's year level dinners, there's all of that sort of stuff. National Boarding Week gives this great opportunity to, and the themes that we just love that, like connections to home and threads of connection, whatever that sort of stuff gives girls the opportunity to tell others about where they're from. I think we mix up our tables at dinner. So, they don't love that, but, again, that's about building skills, being able to talk to somebody you may not necessarily know. So there's all, and again, that's all just little stuff that happens every day. We mix up our rooms every term. So, again, which they get a little bit anxious about before they come back, but that's what boarding is great for too. I reckon I could sleep anywhere and so you can you are put in a room with somebody who you may not necessarily know, and you've got to be with them for a term. So how do you navigate that? She's messy and I'm not, like how do you so giving kids those skills and opportunities, and then skills to practice in a supported environment, that's only got to help them later in life, I think.
How do you prepare your young girls for life after you're 12?
Well, again, it's that consistent opportunities to practice skills in a safe environment. We often talk about our, border, we have a head boarder and border prefects, and that's great, but we talk about everybody is a leader, and I know it's, when it is, but we're really trying to push that with the kids. And Bella, who came up with the idea of middle sisters, she's not a boarding prefect, but she's done this amazing stuff that now everybody's on board with, so that's a great example for the girls of you don't have to have a badge to lead, sort of thing. So that's right. Well, that's right. And so I guess preparing them, boarding does that naturally. So that the getting on with others that you don't particularly like, the eating foods that you mightn't necessarily like, the living with somebody who's untidy, all of those sorts of things help girls, be prepared for going to uni or working out west or whatever they want to do. So I don't know what else. I don't know. I'm gonna hang on. I might check my notes because I've got
Look, it's just interesting, isn't it? Because a lot of things you don't plan.
No, well, that's right.
And a lot of the things, once you have the mindset of looking, okay, I need to help them, things just happen organically.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and I think that's part of that, creating that culture, I guess, of that, if and restorative practice, like I talked to the husband about it and he just goes, but there's no consequences, like there's got to be consequences for stuff. And I said, but it's about teaching kids. I know, and that's there are consequences for things. It's so teaching girls to have those, like, it's really difficult to sit with somebody who you've had an argument with and talk that out and fix it. And we always say to girls about respectful relationships, and so those skills that RP teaches them. I mean, if you do it half-heartedly, then you may as well not do it. You've actually got to, and you've really got to believe in it. But the skills that it gives the girls are great, and that it may not. I think what parents sometimes find hard about it is they too want to see a consequence or something, and sometimes there has to be. You know, if you've got somebody that's, you know, I don't know, snuck out or whatever, then there is a consequence for that. But there's also a conversation around, well, why did you feel you had to do that? Like, why couldn't you just come and ask me? And I probably would have said, yes, let's go. You know, I'll take you down to the Baker's Duck or wherever it is you wanted to go. So, yeah, and I think our girls, the support that they give each other too, like that shows them, and they learn from that. And then when they go into the workplace, or you know, or up north or wherever they're going, they take that, they want that again. So then they take that with them. So yeah,
it gives them confidence too.
It does give them confidence. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And yeah, I think, you know, you really just have to be, like, I look at Jay Ross, who's our head of middle school. She's terrific at restorative, you know, that, and the skills again that she's modelling for the girls about how to repair a relationship. So, and we say to kids, you know, you don't have to like everybody, you just have to be respectful. So, and I guess that's what we talk about with everything, you know, and I'll often say to girls, if they do something, that's not what we do here, ladies. Like, that's just not what we do. So, and when we get new girls in at the start of the year, you know, it's all shiny and everybody loves it for the first, you know, month. Yeah, I was going to say first month. And then, but we have a swimming carnival in the first 4 weeks, and that, after the swimming carnival, because we do march pasts, and so all of the things we do in the day school too, you know, march pasts, like the husband's a PE teacher and he'll ring me and say, have you started that carnival yet? Because we do this dance thing, and it drives him crazy that we do this dance. And I said, well, that's why you teach at a boys' school, mate. So, but that builds community too, and that's that house spirit. And then the girls, you know, at dinner, sometimes I'll say, well, if you're in Black House, you may leave. The rest of you have to stay. You know? And then there's like, oh my God, I can't believe you let them go. So it's, you know, so there's all of that sort of stuff too that, you know, and I don't know, but again, it just is. But all of those things are just a part of Fairholme. And, you know, that's where I was going with that too. That's why I have to have notes, because I get off track. But that after that first month, and we call it the big weekend, and so a lot of our parents come down in that weekend. We have the principal's welcome function, and after that, you can see that girls start to think, okay, this is okay. I'm going to be all right here. So there is a real shift in that. We're here we're going to be part of this community. So, which is nice. Yeah. So
I guess looking towards the future.
Yep.
What do you see?
I think,
challenge, I guess,
yeah. I'm going to get my notes for this, Stuart, because I've got things here. So, look, I think genuine intent to create environments for young women in particular, where, you know, they can experience belonging, but create their own identity as well. And, you know, that them feeling comfortable enough in an environment to do that. You know, technology's been a huge thing, you know.
So many positives and so
many absolutely. But teaching them to navigate that, and again, respectful use of, and it is difficult because, you know, when we when we deal with friendship issues, a lot of it's come from social media, and you think, but why did you think that would be a good thing to do? So anyway, but
I worry about young boys and girls that are on it, because it doesn't matter how much education, how many times you talk about the good, the bad, their kids are going to make mistakes.
They are,
And their ability to deal
and manage that,
it's just so hard.
And so that's why giving them good skills is so important to do it. We actually had a group of girls who are now our year 12s. 2 years ago, they wrote a managing technology program for the girls, which they then delivered to kids. So that was great. But again, you've got to get kids to see that, we see that there's other things other than technology because we didn't grow up with it like these kids did. So convincing them that they don't actually need their phone for 9,000 hours of the day, it's hard. So, but I think, what boarding schools give, kids, and not just our girls, but and their families, is that strong sense of community. And I do think that that's what people want, and I think country people in particular, want that. There's always going to be a need for boarding schools because our country's so huge. So there's always that need, but I guess boarding schools have to be responsive and to listening to the student voice as well as the parent voice, because they are our parents are our clients, really, and they'll vote with their feet.
That's
really.
Exactly.
So we do have to be respectful, I guess, and responsive to what they're chasing. And I think that partnership with families, that's important too. But that comes into that community and creating a culture where that's accepted and expected, that you will be, involved in some way. And I think that it is just a small town in a different place, I think. I don't know. I think I've written here, that the fundamental need of young people will remain the same, and that's that they need to feel that they belong and that they matter and they have people who believe in them. And if you're in boarding and you don't, you couldn't do this for long term if you didn't, if you didn't love it, because it's everything.
It does.
Great,
Well, like you mentioned previously, your family's grown up here. And I know when we spoke to our two boys who obviously grown up at university and moved on with their lives, and said that we were leaving the campus last year. But they were devastated.
Yes.
They couldn't, when they came home, they weren't coming home to their homes.
Yeah, that's right.
It's part of your life.
It is. And when we moved on to grammar on site there, originally when we came to Toowoomba, there were 14 kids around Tom's age, and they were everywhere. It was fantastic. They were in between our residences, and it was great. And then we would have boys that Tom was friends with. He'd bring them into our place too. And then it's good because we've got some of the sisters here now. So I've known those families for, years now. So I said to one of them the other day that I used to rouse at Jake like he was my son. And she said, and I said, good, he really needed it. But, but that, and I think that's probably what we've, the way I manage things here too is how, I deal with kids the way I would deal with Tom. And, so I think, you know, we worked really hard for kids to do Pilates or go to art classes, or, you know, so that we've got a little border bus and we put, you know, 76 kids or so a night on it to go places, you know. So that's what parents want too, is that's why they send them to places like ours, is for opportunities. It's, you know,
but they're not going to get in the middle of
no,
out past Cunnamulla
no,
out past Weeper.
no, they're not. No. Well, you do it, but you do it online, and that's not the same thing. So, yeah. Anyway, there.
How do you define success for you young ladies?
I think when they leave here, I did have to think about this because, you know, and I guess not because I didn't know what it looked like, but I found it hard to sort of, put it, because, you know, I see that student from last year who came back and told us how she loved uni and how, you know, she looked so good and she's just so happy, you know. And then I have another girl last week who got a job interview and on a property out past Longreach, and she got that and she rang up to say, I got it, you know. So I think I love that. So that, I think that means we've been successful. Yeah, still. Yeah. And I think that's a strength of Fairholme in itself. Like, I think the girls love that. But I hope they leave with more than academic success, you know. And we've always maintained too that, you know, academic success is great. And again, our parents send their girls here because they want them to do their best academically, but that's not the thing that's, you know, that's not your defining element of life. So I hope she leaves with a strong sense of identity, confidence in her ability, and a commitment to making a positive contribution to others. But above everything else, I hope she's kind, compassionate and empathetic, with a sense of character that enables her to face challenges with courage, resilience and integrity. I want them to have a strong sense of justice and the confidence to stand up for what's right and advocate for herself and others, and use her voice to create positive change. And I don't think, and, you know, our son is a great example of that too, success is not defined by what they do at school. So and yeah, that's right. And having those skills that are created by boarding schools, that sets them up for, you know, a great foundation for the rest of their lives. So yeah, I don't know.
Advice to a new boarder when you interview her?
Right.
What's the advice you give her before she steps through the doors?
Yep. Okay. I think I would want her to know that if she's nervous, that's completely normal. That every boarder arrives with a mixture of excitement, uncertainty, nerves, and while it's a big step, she will be okay because we'll look after her. I'd say that she doesn't have to have everything figured out on day one. That everything takes time. That girls who thrive aren't necessarily the most confident ones here. They're the ones who get in, are willing to try new things and ask for help and be patient with themselves as they settle in. I tell her here at Fairholme that she'll be surrounded by people who genuinely care about her. Staff, mentors and new friends will support her, and that she's never alone. I would tell her to get involved, say yes to opportunities and be willing to be uncomfortable, because that's when the good stuff happens, and that's where best friendships and memories are made. Most importantly, I tell her to be yourself. You don't need to change who you are to fit in anywhere, that you belong because of who you are. And remember that the girls who are now your role models and mentors once felt exactly the same. And I hope that in years to come, she will mentor young boarders with the same care that somebody gave her when she arrived. Yeah. Anyway.
It's when I can see that's coming from your heart, isn't it? It's those first conversations with boarders where you're sitting there, and you can see the apprehension,
Yeah.
the nerves, but they want to know.
They do, yeah. And interestingly, I spoke to new parents of ours yesterday, so we're going visiting after we go to these expos, and we get the girls, well, we ask the girls if they would like to write a letter to, you know, a new boarder. So, and then I just allocate girls, and so I've got these letters to take to the new girls, and I put a piece of Fairholme ribbon and like the tartan ribbon and a blue ribbon in a little card that we write with the letter, and the kids just think that's the new girls just think that's lovely. But then they do contact, because the girls put their email addresses and their phone numbers in there, but they do start contact with them before they get here, so that's really lovely. But when I was talking to that's where I was going for that story, was when I was talking to one of the mums yesterday, she said, "Oh, that's great. If you come here," she's already started to clean up her room for the visit. I said, "Oh gosh, maybe we should come every weekend then," you know. But I, you know, I said, "Oh, we don't want to look at, you know, we don't care about that." But she said, "No, it's good, because she wants to, you know, she wants to show you her things and show you where she is." So I always think that that's such a privilege for us to be asked into people's homes like that. And then, yeah, anyway, that's, yeah, anyway.
Yeah. When you're
Anyway,
employing staff,
yep.
what's your advice to them? If they were looking, they're not sure about working in the boarding house, either they're teachers or you're just a casual staff, what's your advice to them?
Look, I mean, I think you have to love it. I think you have to love kids for a start. Like, if you've got boarding staff who don't love kids, you should absolutely not be, you know, in the profession. So, but, you know, we just done interviews for staff the other day, and, you know, I've talked about flexibility, about being responsive to, you know, to kids, liking kids, you know, being open to, you know, changing your tack. But it for us, if we have staff that don't feel that, you know, and it is difficult because I guess with the structure of our setup too, we often get older ladies, so that flexibility in being able to change your approach, that's important for staff. But I guess enjoy it too. Like, it's kids are so good. Yeah. They really are great. They do dumb stuff because they're kids, but they really are great. And our families are great. And, you know, we are so lucky to have that. So, and I think when they come in here or walk through the house, or you know, or come onto the grounds, I hope that they feel that it's, and that sounds a bit hinky, but yeah, I hope that they feel that it's a good place. Yeah, I don't know. I think when parents come for interview too, I hope that they feel that as well, that there's a warmth and a kindness to it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, no. Right. Julie, this is Stuart. Stuart's from ABSA.
Hello, Julie.
Julie's how beautiful. I mean, so this used to, we had a high bench here.
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't, like, yeah. Anyway, so what we want is for people to walk in here and think, oh man, this is friendly.
I just love all the pictures.
Yeah, well, kids like it too.
Like you said before, they just love seeing themselves.
Yeah, they do. And they go, I can't believe you put that picture up. And we go, oh, you love it. Yeah.
It's the wrong angle.
And I say, you couldn't look bad if you tried, ladies. Like, seriously. Yeah. Anyway, but you're heading in. Sorry, sweetie. Here you go. Yeah, so anyway, so it's busy, but the kids like it. So so I don't know.
What area are you walking
so this is, so what we've got year 8s here in black, up and down here. And then on the sides, we've got seniors. So year 8 and year 7 are the only places where we have the grades like together. So, and even with year 7s over there, we've got year 12s on the side too. But then when we get over to South, it's just year 9 mixed onwards.
Okay,
so,
right.
yeah, so I don't know that we've ever done vertical housing or, not vertical.
Horizontal.
Yeah, horizontal, sorry.
So you've got to blend.
Yeah, yeah. And that it seems to work well. So, and because I guess our aim is that everybody knows everybody, and that's just a way we see to do it. So, yeah. So, and, you know, that's with the facilities that we have, I guess that, yeah. Actually, a week or so ago, well, probably more than that now, just before the holidays, actually, those trees over there were all red. Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah.
I love all autumn.
Yes.
In
yeah, it is. It's a bit cold this morning. So it does. So what we've got here, I hate it when pictures are crooked, is, I'll just show this. This is seniors area. So we've got 11s and 12s up here. And hopefully... Monique and Alice. Oh yeah, sheep day today. See, so yeah, it's good. And then
I love how you've got the names of where they're from.
Yeah, I'd actually like to. I've seen other places where they've got them as a panel, you know, and the kids could take them. And yeah, so I'd like to do that. But anyway, this is what we've got at the moment. So, and then these. I don't know why they've got their blinds down. Anyway, yeah, so...
Singles are nice too.
Yeah, they are. So all of the rooms have sink.
Yeah. Oh, sink.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Yeah, which is great. So, yeah, and then I like this in here too. I mean, it's first week back, and those ports shouldn't be there, but anyway, they are. Yeah. But the seniors out here, they, you know, come exam time, the walls are full of...
work.
Yes, and they got this from somewhere. I'm not sure where that came from or how they got it up here.
You're not here for a simple conversation.
And then this, yeah, this is just a, yeah, see, that's nice too.
Nice one.
Yeah, a bit cool in there.
The windows open.
Yeah, it's freezing. Yeah, but big cupboards and big sinks in all of the rooms, so which is great. Yeah, lovely. So, and then, so we've got, when you come through here, these rooms on the side, Gemma's might be a bit dodgy. Oh, no, they're good. Look. So, yeah, just a different version.
So, what's over that side?
So, desk space over there. Yep. Yep. Yeah. And big cupboards. Yeah. So, yeah. And this is stupid too, but we've put little stickers on them. But yeah, so this is just another.
How's the heating?
Heating's great. Yeah,
great.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's not air conditioned. No, not. But you know, they're also not here in the hottest time of the year.
Yes.
So yeah, so they can be.
Area?
Yeah, so common room on every floor and a little kitchenette. Yeah, you know, it'd be nice. We're replacing that furniture too, but anyway, it's just we had the soccer on yesterday morning, yes. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, so then these are our year 8 rooms, so they're all 4s. So even though they're 4s, there's still plenty of room, and yeah, and then just a desk and study area up the end.
So they do all their study here in the dorms?
No, we've got a prep space, which we call the pool room, which we thought was funny, but the kids don't quite get it. So, because everything good goes to the pool room. Yeah. And my husband said, if you have to, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've made but so 8's prep down there, and the idea, and so we got tables, old tables from around the college,
all the spares,
all the spares, and we sanded them off. Okay. And so we just wanted, we were just trying to create that feeling of sitting at a kitchen table. Oh. And so the 8's prep down there, the 9's actually go down into the school, and we'll bring them up next term to prep at their desks. Okay. And the 8's and 7's here in the house. And then 10s, 11s and 12s at their desks. Okay. And so we have academic staff who are, it's part of their load that they come and supervise prep. Right. And then we have paid tutors as well on top of that. So,
Do you use like 18 or things like that?
No, we don't. No. So, it is. Yep. So my background is learning support too. And so we do academic conversations with the girls and all of that. Yeah, that sort of stuff too, and then have a plan for their, help them to plan out the academic stuff with their sport, with their music and all of that sort of stuff. So I'll just show you this. So this is just a double. Okay. Yeah, so we've got 11s in here at the moment, but we could have 9s in here. So we've got.
Do you have many? So you're from PNG.
Yeah.
Do you have many kids from PNG?
We've only got 2 at the moment. Okay. So Asher.
From Moresby.
No, Ash is from Kimby. And then Chelsea Norris. She's is she from Port Moresby? I don't know. Yeah, somewhere. Anyway, they're on the and they're beautiful, just lovely. And so got brothers at Chelsea's got a brother over at Grammar, so has had 2. So but anyway, you can. You probably can't see through the window. That's the Year 8's prep room down in there. So just. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So Anyway, so lock the laptops up overnight, which is always good. Now, look, I'll show you Miranda's room. She's our head boarder. Have a look at this. This is better than a little,
head boarder.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Excellent.
How good.
That is fantastic. Oh wow.
It's great.
And how does your morning leadership work? How does appointed?
Yeah. So the kids, is it kids vote, staff vote, and then we sit down and look at, how they, have they been involved in service activities? Have they, did they attend the athletics carnival? All of that sort of stuff. So, and then, there's an interview process as well. So it starts shortly actually. So. And in boarding, we've decided this year too, we did make the girls, if they wanted to be a prefect or head boarder, if they wanted to be head boarder, we made them present to staff, just a little, speech to staff, to boarding staff. But this year we've decided that anybody that wants to be, have a position of added responsibility, we'll get them to present to the kids as well. So anyway, so we've told them and they're beavering away busily. So anyway, now this is south, what we call south. So upper south. So these rooms along the left hand side, they're all doubles. That'll be Gian. Yeah, she's a national. Look at So bless her. She's a national level whip cracker. Whip cracker. That's Wow. Yeah. So she practices out in Daisy. And then these are just other single rooms too. They're very tidy.
They're a lovely size.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I mean some of them are smaller, but for the most part, that's what they are.
It is a a good space to study.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and yeah, what we've tried to do too is put things, put tables that they can work off in the common rooms so that they can go and work together during prep. So so it's just another common room space in there. So we and then again, this is tables that we found on Marketplace or found at school. So, but at night the girls, it is. Well, that's what we're going for. Yeah, and piano, they practice the piano. They do. Yeah, probably not as much as their parents or I would like, but
their teacher.
Yeah, that's right. But so we've got piano. Like there's one there, and then over in the homestead, which is the old original building. The kids go in there and practice. So so this is just, and it's cold up here now, but they've got the windows open. So so it's all it's all connected too. So everything is
all the whole
boarding house is connected.
The old homestead.
Yes, you can get. So when which is great, really. So the kids for the first week they don't know where they're going, but it's around the Warren. But they figure it out pretty quickly. So so and then so we've got a 24-hour health centre too. Yes, 24/7. Yep, 9 beds. So and an isolation room. So that's a 3-room if you want to have a look at that one. It's a pity it's sheet day because it's pretty when they've got all their stuff. Yeah. So again,
the older girls like sharing as well, or they prefer the single rooms?
They prefer the single rooms, but we've only got 44 single rooms, and next year we've got 51 year 12s, so they will have to share. So
Who makes that decision?
we've asked the kids to start thinking about who who they will want to share with, and we'll just rotate them through that. So so this is nice. We call this the real estate wing because if you come around here, look at that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, apart from the grill, but
fantastic.
It's lovely. Yeah.
Right down the range.
Yep. Nice, hey. So the kids, they like, it's lovely when they, they watch the footy on the Friday night, or so when they all come in here.
Is it one big common space for all?
No, they do break off to their little bits, So I might take in that one because I'm sure they'll be untidy.
Great when you do these tours.
I know. This one could be interesting too. But anyway, here we go. It's not too bad. But then Ella's a softballer too. So so again, just a different configuration of.
I like how they're all different.
That's
a good point.
Maximising their space.
The same.
No, it's no. And then these around here, so again that's just another 3, but these ones are doubles for the seniors and singles, but this room here is a cracker. Have a look at this.
Wow.
Don't look at her cupboard. But anyway, but it's great.
Do they like that room?
No, they don't actually. They're pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good. But like these girls are year 11s, and look, they've all still got their little. It's cute, eh?
Boys can be the same.
Yeah, it's great. I just think it's lovely, and that they don't care. They just bring it. So anyway, bless.
The other boarders don't care.
No, they don't. No. And on the letters that we get the girls to write to the new girls, if there's 10 tips for boarding, and one of them is always bring your soft toys or bring your teddies. So, which is it is. So we've got an on-site laundry too. So They no, the clothes. So there is a senior laundry, but I always say to the girls, why would you wash your own clothes when you can? Because adulting is, you're an adult for a long time. So, but anyway, so there is a senior laundry, but the ladies, Liz and the ladies in the laundry, wash everything else. So, and I always laugh about that because when I went to school, everything came back a blue, like a various shades of blue. But yeah, it did. But anyway, it doesn't anymore. So yeah, I'll see. This is another seat, one of our seniors' rooms. Yeah, see.
So all your senior kids have their own ensuites?
No, we've got 6 ensuited rooms, and so our head boarder and the prefects will have one. Yeah, so, but. Yeah, bless them. Hair bonnet. So come through this way. So yeah, senior laundry in there. There's always, somebody takes the clothes out of the dryer before they're dry. Or, I love it. Yeah, and so the ladies, so sheet day to day, there would have been big bins out here this morning, and they just come and put them. They just come and stuff, put their gear in there. And then, same system as everybody would have, the pigeonholes and that sort of stuff. But the kids come and stand up on their little step. And I just think
so the staff will get them from here for them?
Yeah, the kids come, and they'll so all their uniforms. So they'll put them in this morning. The ladies will wash them. Okay. This afternoon, they'll be back this afternoon. Yeah. Washed and ironed this afternoon.
Just your staff, laundry staff,
and laundry staff. Yeah, and I just think that's another. I said touch point. That's probably pretty. I don't know, but it's just another person that sees the girl on a daily basis who can say to us, I saw, whoever today and she's not doing great. Yeah, so, so it's good. And the kitchen staff are the same, which is lovely. So, and the maintenance guys too, so it's, and I think that's a strength as well. So, anyway, yes, and then those ladies know that to contact us. So, that's cute. That's been there for a long time. You'll have to repaint it, but it's very cute. Yeah. Now this is Nancy Shaw. So these are you've got to have fairy lights too. So, So I'll show you now. Megan, this will be interesting. It's tiny. So single rooms again for the seniors.
Nice way.
Yeah, it's actually upstairs is nicer, but it's just because down here is sort of set. It's actually into the hill, right. So there's no natural light in there. We did have skylights.
Oh yes.
But at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's like daylight in here, so we had to cover them up again. Yeah. But but there are 3s in there, and then just different. Yeah. So we try and make sure that at some stage of the game, the year 12 who's got her little buddy is close. Yeah. So and then just another common room where the lights on.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So staff on. Yeah. So we've got a staff member on each floor, and then they have. Yeah, they're just like a bed sit there. But so there's always somebody on overnight, of course. Yeah. But
so how many would you have on overnight? Is it one on call, or are they
all? No, they're rostered on overnight. Yep. So but they sleep, so they don't. They're not wandering. So there's always 4 ladies on the floor, plus the health centre nurse. And then Lindy, Vicky and I just live out the back too. So if there's ever any issue, then we're just, that's Lindy's house through there. So, so these are the year 7s. So chairs are up for cleaning. But the idea of this for them too was sitting around a kitchen table at prep. So,
it's good for staff to be able to have more than one space.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and we have 2 staff on, so an academic staff member, and then another tutor, and they're the same. Like they're the same people. So every Monday night it's the same person. Tuesday night, and that consistency is great for the 7s. So absolutely. And because you think that they know, but they actually don't. So no, I know. Or they get a sheet of homework for the whole week. They're done. Anyway, so these are year 7, so 3 in here. So there's a bed behind the door. So it's actually a shame it is sheep though. Look at, because they have all these pretty little things that
and they're all set perfectly.
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah, they are. Oh dear. It's cute. They're so cute. And again, we've tried to just make it a bit softer rather than just hard spaces. So I'll show you. So these are nice. These because they it is great. So Daisy Culpin out there, the kids use that. We've got a big inflatable movie screen that we pull out there in the summer, and they bring bean bags out from the house, and they sit out there. So they've clearly been out there on the weekend and left their blankets there and not taken them in. I should have grabbed those this morning. Yeah. So the boarding house is actually like a big U shape.
Yes.
So that's the old homestead there, and that was the original building that was bequeathed to the school. And then the admin building is just over there, so it's just a big U. So, and that's the dining hall, so we can go down there too. But actually we'll come out this way, and and the cleaners too, they're our cleaners as well. So if they notice something with the kids, they let us know as well. So there's all these different Yep, they do. Yep. Sundays they come and borrow, and so, and then some of them aren't readers, but we sure do encourage them to read. Our librarian is great, and she does all sorts of things with them, and again, same things that everybody does, but Reader's Cup and all of that sort of stuff. But our boarders love that sort of thing. So we do a Coffee for Hope too, and the money that we raise from that, we're actually buying books for our small schools, for the small schools that our girls have come from, and just sending them back with them. So so that's a nice thing. So I'll show you these. The kids call these the apartments. I have no idea why, but there's these three rooms in here, and they just think they're great. So these ones are just year 12 rooms. So, I don't know, somebody's got their bag behind.
I do like the fact they've got a sink.
Yes, it is very, look.
The congestion time of the morning trying to rush.
Can you imagine? And hair dryers.
Yeah, hair dryers.
And straighteners. You don't have to worry about that. And then there's, Maggie's is a bit, yes, let's not look at Maggie's. See, but it's nice and warm in there because she's got the heater on.
Window probably shut.
Yes, she does, which is great. So, fire alarms, we, what do you call it? Hair straighteners, and the heat protectant they put on sets off the fire alarm. Not what the business manager says. So, no. It's terrible. Anyway, bless. But so we did probably the last renos we finished on this probably were about 12 years ago. So it's getting a full repaint at Christmas, and I'd like the bathrooms to be redone.
Yes.
I think somebody went to Tile Warehouse and said, we've got, 60 square metres and we need, tiles. And they went, great, we've got them in pink, purple, green. And they went, thanks, we'll take them all. So the bathrooms are functional, but I've seen some lovely bathrooms in schools and places. So I'd really like to, we will work to, do those. But this is a great space for them to use.
Well used.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
They have they eat morning tea and lunch and everything out here because our day girls can buy lunch passes, so we don't actually have a tuck shop.
Oh, okay.
So we put 180 day girls a day or morning tea, through the dining hall. So so on top of 230 boarders and staff. So
Doing really 450
meals. Every
morning tea.
Morning tea and lunch. And then afternoon tea is just the boarders. But So and I love this, Stuart. We put all the it's great. It's great.
Serve from both sides?
Yes, yep. It has been interesting trying to manage that many kids through here during the day. So we've got a dedicated border entrance, and then and the day girls come through the other side, and just trying to keep the flow going. So, and today is salad like special salads and soup. So today is very popular, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So and when we came to, we had just long tables here, but we wanted friendly, so we swapped them out for round tables, which has been good.
And it's only used just for the boarders?
Yeah, it is. We do have like house meetings and that's sort of stuff for day school in here as well, but that's that's okay as well. But when we first got the round tables, the kids said, well, it's really weird. I have to like look at people. And I went, and talk to them. Like, who knew that was going to be a thing?
Just not one person, you've got a whole group now.
So I went, good Lord. Anyway, so, and we've got kids who are celiacs and all sorts of things. We've got, so all of that.
Vegetarians.
Yeah, we've only got one vegan, and I told her we can't be friends, but no, she's good. But we do all of the dietary stuff from the back of the kitchen so that it's controlled. So, and then, again, so...
That's an area, isn't it, that is definitely growing.
Yes.
People are more aware.
They are,
And if they're not right, they're not feeling right with eating, they get checked.
No, that's right. They do.
I need that today, but
I know. Very true. I'm actually one of the other things that we do at dinner. The prefects will, we say grace at dinner and that sort of stuff, but we always give messages. But the prefects will often do like a quiz at dinner, and they'll run some activity at dinner. Might be colouring or. During National Boarding Week, we all went down into the hall and did the nut bush, and so they do try to do those different sorts of things. They run a PowerPoint at dinner too, and they put we've got kids with border profiles, and so just where they're from and all of that sort of stuff as well. So that's just a nice idea to we run 5 a night or whatever. So use their school photo, which they really enjoy. So
they like to bag each other out.
They do, and they go, oh my gosh, that's terrible. It's not. Anyway, I mean, like any boarding school, they, the kids get to use all the facilities on the weekend, which is fantastic. So we've got music practice rooms, the gym, the pool. So it's all great. So, hey, Annabelle, you can walk past, Annabelle. Yeah, no, I don't want to be either. But anyway. Oh dear.
So the original homestead took.
Yeah. So, bequeathed to the Presbyterian Church of Queensland to build a school for girls. So, and the lady who, Mrs. Cameron, who bequeathed it, she didn't have children of her own. So, yeah, but it's, we use it all the time. So, we got fairy lights on the veranda, which is lovely. We whack those on at night. But there's a room there. Come up this way, Stuart. And then Janet's office is in there too. So it is connected to the back of the boarding house there. So the kids, it's just easy for them to use it as another space. So that's probably what we don't have. And in our master plan, that's something that we've looked at is a bigger space. So just to do, assemblies and that sort of stuff for boarding. So if we do that now, we do it in the dining hall, which is fine, but not ideal. So, but you work with whatever you've got. Yeah, it's beautiful. Come in here. So,
wow.
isn't it lovely? So they're redoing it and repainting it. The old girls have provided some assistance to do that. We've got a really active old girls association, which is great. But yeah, this room. So this is where we have when we do year level dinners and formal dinners and that sort of stuff. We have them in here, and set the round tables and all that sort of thing. It's really pretty. And then Janet's. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah. Actually, I'll show you in here. So the girls might be in here. Knock, knock. Oh, hello. We just sit down. Don't. Stuart's from ABSA, so Australian Boarding Schools Association. So that's Renee and Mama Curry.
How are you? Lovely to meet you.
So yeah, they work with our girls. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. So this room, so the ladies use it during the day, but this room, one of the things when we did our MMG survey at the end of the year was the kids said that there's nowhere quiet for them to go. Okay. So we created this little, what we call the reading room, and they come in here. They like using it. They do, yeah. I think so. Mornings the girls using it before school. Oh, are they? There you go. I didn't know that, but that's good. Yeah, there you go.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is. See, it's a little bit removed and there's no speaker in here. So the speaker bothers kids.
Because, twice.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a nice space. Anyway, all right. I'll catch Tori. Yes. And even if I don't, Lindy will catch her. Yeah. There she is. And then I'll show you Janet's space. So this is this is Janet, who's our head of wellbeing. So that's her. This is her office. She might even be in here. No. So yeah. So the kids are. Yeah.
Come and just spend time with her.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, which is nice, and they do. Yeah. So, and that's what you want. Yeah, and we've made it normal, and that's great. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. And then, yeah. So I often stand here and think, oh, imagine what it would have been like when, so they're repainting and redoing the carpet and everything. So, because that's probably 20 odd years old, I'd say, more. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Oh God, neither do I. Yeah.
So how many girls are at your fair home in total?
906, and that includes junior or K. That's K to 12. So
you get 230 boarders.
Yeah,
that's
significant. Yeah, it is, and I think we always say that we're a boarding school and not a school with boarders. So And, you know, one of our PE teachers always says that, like, our girls love a bit of competition. And he always says if you have a game, you've got 10 minutes at the end of the lesson and you say, let's have a game, you know, touch or whatever. He said, always it'll be boarders versus day girls. And it doesn't matter whether there's, you know, 15 day girls and 6 boarders. They just want to beat each other. So, which is, you know, it is, yeah. And I think boarders give a school soul, yeah, and heart, yeah. And you know, yeah, it's boarding is just, yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
love it.
And like you said, boarding schools, it's in
the
heart, soul,
it is, yeah. And even like the decisions that we make, you know, as a leadership team, it's boarders are always like consider, you know, they're yeah, we don't just decide something that's good for day school. It's about everybody, and and I think that's one of the lovely things about Fairholme is that really strong boarding element and focus. So yeah, it's great. Yeah, there's Birdie, our little bus. I got the windows tinted though because I can see kids looking at everybody in the thing, but. Anyway, but it's good. It's really great to.
Kylie, thank you so much.
Oh, no worries, Stuart.
It's been
Thanks.
an absolute pleasure.
Yeah,